So one of the most common problems you'll find when painting a home is trying to figure out how frequently you should do so. So there's several aspects that you have to look at. One of the first things is where your home is. If it happens to be in the south where it's a little bit more humid, exposed to more rain, there's a higher prevalence of where the paint is going to be damaged quicker, the wood is going to get rot at a quicker rate. So these are all things you're going to have to take into consideration. The other thing is if you're located near the shore or the beach, there's more salt water in the air, and that's more contaminants that are hitting up against your house. And the last thing you'll also have to look at when you're inspecting your home is the sun exposure. If the paint is faded at a different rate, either through tree coverage, vines going up against your house, these are all things that are going to cause discoloration and make your home not have the curb appeal that you want. You're also going to want to look at dry rot, termite, critter damage, and that's top to bottom. So you're probably going to have to get up on a ladder, and you can see in the top right photo, there's several occasions where up in the corners of your home, you'll see where water is allowed to accumulate, and the paint will start to peel. And when that happens, that's actually a much bigger job than what it appears to. It's not so much that you're going to throw a fresh coat of paint on. You're going to actually have to make sure first that there's no dry rot. Then you're going to have to sand down and make sure that you have good solid wood. It's no termite damage, no mush in there. And if it's good wood, then you're going to have to prime it, probably a good 2 coats, and then you're going to have to put another 2 coats of paint on. You can't just put those in concentrated areas. So you're looking at a whole stretch of board. As you can see in the bottom right photo, you can see this where a squirrel was nibbling through at a house. And this is another example where, depending on how deeply whatever critter was eating away at the wood or tearing away at the wood, what you're going to have to do is make an assessment of whether or not it pays to replace the whole entire board or use a 2-part epoxy like Arbitron to replace it. The other thing is vegetation. So you can see in the photo to the right, this is a horrible example of when you have trees and bushes resting up against the house. This is what's going to cause your house to discolor at a separate rate than the rest of your paint. But it's also going to allow for mildew, termites, and other critters to make their way up against the house, cause damage, and make their way into your attic and whatnot. So this is a part of your inspection. You want to make sure that all vegetation is removed, vines, bushes, trees. But in the end, you're going to want to consider every 9, plus or minus every 2 years. Really depends on the structure of your home, where it's at, the type of paint you used before, and how much prep work was involved in the last paint job is going to determine how long you need to, or how frequently you're going to have to paint your house. And it doesn't always mean that you have to repaint all your molding or all your siding. So it's really particular on what you want to get done, what aspects of your home you want to accentuate. And the last thing is you may not have to paint it at all. So no matter what, if you are considering painting your home, you're going to have it pressure wash. So that's when you're going to want to consider paying the $200 to $400 to have a service come in. They use a mild soap to go ahead and remove a lot of the contamination that's sitting up against your house. It's going to knock loose a lot of the old dry paint, and it's going to give you an opportunity to see exactly what the condition of your paint really is. And a lot of times, you'll be surprised. Many customers have opted not to have their house painted just because it looks that well. So I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. It'll help with making additions to this video and helping others. Thank you.